Part 3 continues with Marlar possessed Megumi's body, and she is causing trouble for our heroes. Keiichi is burning to death. Belldandy cannot do anything because her powers have been sealed by Marlar. But just then, the Earth Spirit, who is trapped in a teddy bear, comes and missile kicks Marlar into next week. Then, he reveals everything about Marlar and Megumi to Belldandy. So, Belldandy pushes a good luck charm at Marlar. Seeing this, she escapes Megumi's body. Belldandy regains her powers, and she quickly releases all her power to save Keiichi. Belldandy wakes up after a while to see Keiichi smiling over her. She thankfully hugs him. Wait, have we had a beach episode yet? We haven't had a beach episode yet, haven't we? Now that's a crime in any anime. Let's have one. Megumi gifts a couple of seaside holiday tickets for Keiichi and Belldandy. Keiichi is glad to have this nice and romantic time with Belldandy, except Urd and Skald follow them here as well. Urd has always pushed Keiichi to be more romantic, so she tells him to confess his love to Belldandy. She does a little fortune-telling for him. She says that he needs to find a place that looks like the 3 cucumbers lined together. Then he needs to confess his love to Belldandy in that place under the full moon. That will bind them together forever. However, Skald sees this and vows to stop him. That night, Keiichi sees 3 rocks lined up like the cucumber from before. He rushes to call Belldandy, but a strange girl just drops in front of him. It's actually a robot that Skald made to stop Keiichi. The robot is so heavy, Keiichi can only move slowly. Then, she traps him in a hole full of explosives. Since this is a slice-of-life anime, those explosions won't kill him. However, Keiichi finally makes it back to Belldandy. He takes her back to the seashore, but they have no way of crossing over to the rocks. So, Urd steals Skald's jet ski and gives it to them. In response, Skald sinks her jet ski. Thankfully, Belldandy rescues him again. They reach the 3 rocks where they get all romantic, so Skald quickly goes there. Just as Keiichi says the words, "I love you," Skald jumps in between. Keiichi and Skald now believe that they are bound together forever. Neither of them is willing to accept that, but Belldandy is happy because she knows that Keiichi said "I love you" to her. Urd quietly talks about how she made up that story about being bound forever. Just like us, Urd is tired of Keiichi and Belldandy's relationship not going anywhere because neither of them is assertive. So she starts creating a potion that will make them more confident. However, Skald tries to sabotage her plan by secretly adding other stuff to the potion. Later, Urd gives the potion to Belldandy and waits for the potion to take effect. It does, late at night. The next morning, Keiichi wakes up with Belldandy by his side. The boy is in shock. Did something happen last night? On top of that, Belldandy is wearing a very revealing nightie. Belldandy becomes more assertive, even to the point of entering the bathroom when Keiichi is bathing. Honestly, seeing Belldandy is quite disturbing. Urd realizes what Skald did. Skald says that she'll make an antidote for the potion, but the antidote will take 30 hours to make, and the potion's effects will wear off naturally in 24 hours anyway. Keiichi and Belldandy go out shopping, and she takes him straight to the lingerie department. Keiichi is too much in shock and quickly pulls her away. Next, they go to a movie where things get pretty intimate. When Keiichi eats a candy stick, Belldandy gets closer to him. Unable to see this, Skald throws a bomb in that place. This was pretty much a terror attack, but we'll ignore that for comedic relief. When returning, Belldandy gets on behind Keiichi instead of sitting in her usual place in the sidecar. The two of them go to a beautiful church by the sea. There, Belldandy starts expressing how much she loves him, even pulling him down with her. Making love in the house of God is forbidden. You're a goddess, Belldandy. You should know that. Keiichi does not like how Belldandy is behaving, so he also confesses his love, saying that he loves the genuine, normal Belldandy. But just before he says that, the potion stops taking effect and the real Belldandy hears everything. Things get pretty nice and romantic, and the two of them cuddle in the church. And they still don't kiss. Ugh! One day, Urd and Skald are called back to heaven to help maintain the heavenly system. Before leaving, Skald leaves a dessert for Keiichi. Keiichi is happy that he'll get to spend an entire week with Belldandy without any hindrance from Urd or Skald. But as he eats the dessert that Skald made, he turns into a woman. Up in heaven, Skald reveals that she did it to prevent Keiichi from making moves on her sister. I mean, Belldandy really loves him. I have a feeling she'll just turn gay for female Keiichi. Since Keiichi is sad, Belldandy prepares to make an antidote for him. However, they accidentally drop the vial. It has no effect on a human like Keiichi, but Belldandy catches a heavenly virus and she gets sick. Belldandy continues being sick, and Keiichi does not know how to make a cure, so he starts dialing random numbers in the hope of reaching the goddess helpline. However, it does not work. That night, Belldandy tells him that she's really happy to have him by her side, because she knows that he will care for her no matter what. Just then, Belldandy's guardian angel, Holy Bell, appears, and she is also sick, full of crystals. Keiichi tries calling heaven once more, and he reaches Urd. When Urd hears what happened, she commands Keiichi to go to the highest point in Tokyo and catch some wind crystals. Then she abandons her post and comes down to Earth. Keiichi climbs to the top and starts collecting the crystals, but the guards try to stop him. So Skald also arrives there, and she tells Keiichi to jump. Keiichi is hesitant, but he still jumps. As they are falling, Banpei catches them. Back at the temple, Urd mixes the wind crystal and creates an antidote. However, she is too sick to drink it. So, Keiichi has to give it to her mouth to mouth. And that is how they finally kiss. After Keiichi delivers the kiss of life, Holy Bell comes out all bright and shiny. Belldandy also recovers, and all is well. Keiichi also returns to his normal boy form thanks to Urd. Later, Urd says that every complete goddess has a guardian angel. Belldandy has Holy Bell, and Urd also has a guardian angel. But Skald is not a complete goddess, so she does not have an angel. She starts training to be stronger so that she can sustain an angel as well. Urd thinks back to her past when she was abandoned by her mother and her father took care of her alone. When she was young, she saw Belldandy summon her guardian angel, Holy Bell. When she tried to summon her own angel, she looked quite dangerous with half white and half black wings, so she yelled at her to never come out. Skald is too impatient with the learning process, and she can't bear the thought of noise pollution from Urd's teasing, so Skald invents a device that can amplify whatever powers she already has. However, the device goes out of control and it releases a very powerful water spell. Both Skald and Keiichi get trapped inside it. Belldandy tries to use Holy Bell and her wind-style ninjutsu to open the barrier, but it's too strong. They need a fire-style jutsu, and Urd has that. But Urd cannot summon her angel ever since she yelled at it to never come out. And why did she yell that? Urd's mother is actually a demon. Being a half-goddess, half-demon herself, her angel was also half-half like that. But Belldandy gives her encouragement and accepts her as she is, so Urd regains her confidence to contact her angel again. Her half-goddess, half-demon angel appears, and they use a powerful fire spell to stop the water and save Skald. Later, the Almighty One contacts Urd and tells her that her license is being suspended for abandoning her post earlier. During the suspension, she is not allowed to use her powers. If she does use her powers, then her license will be revoked permanently. Meanwhile, Marlar is looking to make trouble again. She summons the Lord of Terror who will bring, well, terror to the world. Urd is also filled with misery. Not from the Lord of Terror though, she's depressed because she lost her goddess license. As she goes around town, being depressed, she hears the Lord of Terror calling out to her, but she ignores the voices for now. She continues living as a human and even takes a part-time job as a waitress. However, the customers are too rude, so Urd uses her powers to strike down one such rude customer. The Lord of Terror contacts her again and refers to her as his heir. He asks her to join his side in exchange for limitless power. Despite her initial hesitation, she accepts the Lord of Terror and takes his powers. Belldandy has to make a choice. If she informs the Almighty One, then he will send Valkyries to kill Urd, but Belldandy cannot allow that to happen. Instead, she plans to seal the Lord of Terror without informing the Almighty One. Urd revels in her new dark powers and even forces Marlar to bow before her. Belldandy gives further exposition. The Lord of Terror is supposed to have the Ultimate Destruction Program, or UDP. She can use it to destroy the entire Earth. Just then, Urd arrives and destroys Banpei with one strike of her giant robot monster thing. None of their powers work against Urd, so Belldandy commands the screws of the machine to go loose. It works, but she also goes unconscious. Taking advantage, Marlar attacks them, but Keiichi jumps in front of her, as if that's gonna do anything. Actually, it does. Keiichi gets trapped in her seal instead of Belldandy. When Belldandy wakes up, Marlar runs away. So Belldandy finally decides to remove her power limiter, which means she'll be breaking the rules. This is some Rock Lee and ankle weights level stuff. Upon in heaven, everything is suffering a system error and their defense program is compromised. The Almighty One finds out that Urd has turned into the Lord of Terror, meaning Belldandy keeping it secret was pretty much a waste. He also knows that Belldandy broke the rules by removing her power limiter, so he sends a Valkyrie to deal with her. Elsewhere in the typical evil hideout, Urd starts activating the Ultimate Destruction Program, or UDP, to attack the Earth with meteors. That's the first step. The second step is to block out the stars and moon. Just then, Belldandy and Holy Bell aim a powerful arrow at them and hit the ancient urn. However, that was according to his plan. The third step of the UDP was to be hit by a goddess. Urd becomes even more powerful and summons the World Destroyer wolf, Fenrir. Fenrir starts destroying some buildings while Urd laughs. Seeing her pure evil, even Marlar starts getting worried. Skald is contacted by the Almighty One, and he sends her the vaccine for the UDP, which is a divine flute. And now, music will save the world. Meanwhile, Urd is about to feed Keiichi to Fenrir, but Belldandy puts it in a wind cage. Then the two of them fight. Urd commands Marlar to sacrifice her life to power up Fenrir, but Marlar does not want to do that, so Urd hits her. Then she gives her own power to Fenrir, but Fenrir takes too much of it. She and Keiichi fall to the ground, and Belldandy also falls with them, trying to save them. Urd's tattoo returns to normal, which means that all the evil force has been sucked out of her. Fenrir becomes the physical embodiment of the UDP, and he gets ready to attack them. Skald comes just then and gives the flute to Belldandy. She quickly plays it. In doing so, a group of snakes called Midgard arrives. Midgard defeats Fenrir and takes him away. However, Midgard starts attacking them now. This is some Naruto-level villain addition one after the other. The Lord of Terror has taken over Midgard and he uses it to attack them. Belldandy creates a force field to protect them. Urd wakes up just then, and apparently she does not remember any of the crap that she's caused. This is pretty much like my friend who gets drunk and does a lot of crazy stuff and gives a lot of trouble to everyone. But the next morning, he's all cheerful because he does not remember anything. The Lord of Terror opens the gate to the Netherworld, and more demons can pass through there. The goddesses throw lots of explosives, but it does not work. Keiichi wonders why the Lord of Terror is not attacking them back. They realize that he needs their attacks to grow stronger. So Belldandy takes the divine flute and plays a beautiful music. The Lord of Terror gets sucked inside. One of the snakes separates and tries to attack Skald, but Keiichi saves her. He does get hit a little, but that's necessary. The hero must get hurt a little sometimes. Later, as they are just sitting all chill, Keiichi's body is possessed by the Lord of Terror, and he quickly steals the divine flute. Seriously, this villain just refuses to die. Belldandy cannot do anything to him for fear of hurting Keiichi. Suddenly, someone comes down from heaven. The Valkyrie Lind is here to destroy the Lord of Terror. Lind wastes no time and immediately rushes toward him, but Belldandy steps in between. Despite Lind's attacks, Belldandy vows to protect Keiichi. Seeing this, Keiichi steps in front of Lind's attack, but only for a moment. The Lord of Terror quickly takes over again, so Lind decides to step back until Belldandy can think of a solution. Seeing that he's safe for now, the Lord of Terror starts breaking the Netherworld seal. Belldandy can still stop him, but that would mean killing Keiichi as well. So Belldandy asks him to possess her instead of Keiichi. The Lord of Terror happily agrees and takes her body. However, it does not work. He cannot possess a goddess. In the confusion, the Lord of Terror enters a floppy disk for unknown reasons. Skald takes a magnet and rubs it all over him. The Lord of Terror is erased, and the gate to the Netherworld is also closed forever. Once the chaos has died down, Lind says that Belldandy is forgiven for breaking her power limiter. Also, the heavenly system was damaged and recent data has been erased, meaning Urd can get her license back. Also, Belldandy and Keiichi's contract has also been erased, so she no longer has to fulfill her duty of staying beside him. However, Belldandy has no intention of going back to heaven. She wants to stay with him of her own choice, and saying so, she kisses him, and he kisses her, and all is well. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching!